So where do we go from here?
Lana on commentary, Rusev and Summer Rae in the ring. Mark Henry comes out, and we have a match between Rusev and Mark Henry.
See, Ashton, and again, like, here's another segment that from I did not care.
Dude,
I did, yeah.
this actually, I'll admit, when Lana was in the ring and she was called, and this is all after the match, Rusev won. Again, nobody cares just because Mark Henry has been reduced to an enhancement talent at this point, which is a shame because he's so freaking good when they let him kind of be angry and just that guy. But yeah, Rusev wins via submission. There was a cool little tease that Mark Henry might power out of it, but then Rusev smacked him in the back a few times, and that was it. I'll tell you though, John, when Lana was in the ring calling out Summer Rae, it got my attention. It got my ears to perk up a little bit. It got me to kind of be a little bit invested. And then she gets in the ring and Lana just smacks the taste out of her mouth, and then she calls in Rusev. As soon as Dolph Ziggler's music hit, I let out a big sigh and went back to Redditing.
And see, the funny thing about that, like, I agree with everything you're saying, right? Like, the contention isn't there. What I found hilarious, and maybe this is just me nitpicking, because my interest took a dip, too, when Ziggler came out. Because honestly, and I don't want to get the ire of the internet here, I'm over Dolph Ziggler. I don't dislike the guy, and I think I'll still enjoy his matches, but I'm kind of off that bandwagon.
You know what it is, John?
What is it?
Everything that he does incredibly well.
Yeah.
There are a dozen other guys lined up that do it just as well as he does now.
If not better.
Right. Even if you want to look at our WWE World Heavyweight Champion, I think Seth Rollins is a better version of Dolph Ziggler than Dolph Ziggler, including the blonde highlight, for God's sakes.
Oh my God, can you just imagine? Wait a minute, Seth, you can't be me. Be you. I already am you.
Oh,
no.
Dolph, you're so funny. I'm 6 foot and 1 inch tall.
But I gotta tell you, and again, I will readily admit, this is me being an asshole, because where I had the disconnect with this segment, Lana lays the gauntlet down to Rusev, and then she's looking over her shoulder or over his shoulder for what feels like an eternity. This is the second time this has happened in this feud, because the first time they were waiting on Rusev to come in and they were awkwardly kissing to buy time. This time, I'm like, Rusev, you could pretty much have this, dude. She's like, Dolphy's in here. Dolphy's getting closer. And then it's like, well, you finally show up. Jesus.
He was waiting for his music to hit, okay?
Oh my God. See, you've had complaints about that before in the past. Like, I remember early days to it. I was like, you would say that I always grind your gears. And yeah, it grinded mine tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, like, honestly, dude, and here's the crazy thing. Because she was saying, oh, Dolph will be back after SummerSlam, I should have seen it coming, and I'll admit that's on me. I thought maybe she was going to have something fall on Rusev, like really embarrass him, like maybe a slime bucket or something. Maybe she wanted him to get in like a precise spot for something. That's where I thought this was going. And then when she's looking over her shoulder, I'm like, what are you waiting for? And then Dolph comes out, and I'm like, oh, missing the cue. Must be a day that ends in Y for this program. And then they do their stuff, which wasn't bad, and the crowd seemed into it, admittedly.
Look, man, the only person that missed a cue was the audio guy.
You're fired. But I mean, there you go. I mean, I again, another disconnect. And here's the thing. Lana wasn't even bad with the stuff that she did. You know, I liked it. It wasn't even one of those things where it made me cringe. What made me cringe was how freaking giddy and smiley she got when Ziggler's music hit. I know, dude. I know. I hate this pairing so much. I don't think anyone likes smiley, happy, giddy Lana. I certainly don't. I certainly don't. Give me heel Lana telling truths about America that nobody else wants to bear any day of the week. And the crazy thing is, dude, again, it kind of to couple it with my statement that I'm so over Dolph, I just feel like Rusev should be doing something so much better than this. You know? Like, I just can't get into him being in a program with Ziggler. So not a bad segment, but I just think from a personal standpoint, I couldn't really invest in it. Yeah, man, and I think that's exactly what my problem is, too. It's just a lack of the ability to find yourself invested in this whole thing. I think it really does kind of come down to the fact that this whole thing between Lana and Rusev it feels like there's like an abusive relationship there, and yet I'm still finding myself cheering for Rusev, and it feels dirty. It does, because I feel like when this story started, they could have gone like so many great places with it, because it's such a prominent issue, and WWE to use its platform to really create a strong heroine would be amazing. And I feel like, now I'm not saying, because I know Lana has responded to similar criticism, I'm not saying that a strong woman can't find love either. But my problem with that is, A, I still don't feel the chemistry between her and Dolph.
No.
And
And
B, I
it
don't.
was even worse in the backstage segment that they had later on, the interview that they had with JoJo.
Yeah, it was.
That was
Yeah,
so
it was.
awkward. And can I just say, Ziggler looks like a freaking goofball without the blonde highlights?
He does. Dude,
Get a
you know,
rebleach job, brother.
I could understand like her finding love, but I think you needed more really personal, really intense moments between her and Rusev, with her asserting herself
Yeah.
and standing by the happiness that she found. I truly believe that strong women can do whatever they want, including finding love. And it's not that she's looking weak. I don't want to go that far, because first of all, I feel like that's off base, and second of all, that would be me being a
You know
dick.
what? I think it almost is, though, because JoJo asked her a question and frickin' Dolph answered for her.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. I didn't like that Lana didn't say anything at all, especially
Yeah.
because, she kicked Summer Rae in the head. Like,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah,
chill a little
dude,
bit.
it was like a freaking Inzaguri.
Yeah, and we didn't even get one comment from her. And
No.
again, like on that personal level, I'm sorry guys, but after what Rusev showed me in the triple threat and a one-on-one match with Kevin Owens, like, I want him in better programs. I
You know what
do.
I want
Like,
to see now?
what do you want to see now?
Just in the WWE's last ditch effort to get people to actually buy into these couples as they are, I want to see video packages of Rusev training Summer Rae the way that he trains, where he does like the tire flipping and like the crazy intense like tossing bags of sand around and stuff like that. And I want to see a video of Dolph Ziggler teaching Lana how to do certain things like in the gym and how he does maybe CrossFit. I don't know if that's what Ziggler does, but like showing Lana his workout routine.
That could work. I mean, that would be an interesting take on the
And
whole
have
thing.
them like going on like bike rides and jogging together and like actually maybe try and establish them as friends before you go straight to the makeout sessions.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, show that closeness, show that intimacy, even on that kind of level. I will say that Rusev Ziggler should be good in ring, because, I mean, in that same segment you were
Will
talking
it
about,
be though? Because to me it'll just be Rusev using power moves and Ziggler flopping around for him.
I guess. I mean, I feel like I'll enjoy it in ring, but I'm just so looking forward to Rusev doing something else. And that's crazy for me to talk about, because I used to be
Well,
a big Ziggler fan only a few years back, and now I'm
and
just all about Rusev.
and yeah, like you say that, I'm interested in what they're going to do for both these guys. I mean, I don't necessarily dislike Ziggler. I'm just sick of what he's doing.
I just feel like I'm over him altogether, personally. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's me,
And no,
but
and it might even just be the what he's doing right now is making you feel that way.
right. So let's just get past this, and I still feel like an intergender tag match is going to come. That's just me. Maybe I'm wrong,
I'm
but
surprised that's not what's happening at SummerSlam, to be honest.
yeah, I'm shocked about that too. Can I just say? I mean, in a way, I'm kind of relieved because Lana probably isn't ready. But how much in ring time are you going to give the women anyway? To be fair, I mean, maybe she was ready enough. I don't know. But let's just get over this and get new programs for both guys, because yeah, I'm pretty much zoning out here.
Yeah. And speaking of zoning out, up next is the big show on commentary for the Ryback versus the Miz.
And you know what? I'm going to say something that I don't normally say, because I feel like I need to put out something good in there. Kudos to The Miz, I think, for trying to be a compelling heel, or
Yeah.
just like that great in his role is kind of like what I've been saying, that gadfly, that nuisance to these two guys heading into SummerSlam, because I enjoyed his promo here. And I'm even chuckling now, remembering his lines like the Planet of the Apes reject, referring to Ryback, and the world's largest extra, the Big Show. And I don't know why. I'm like,
And can I just point out too, I love that he cut this promo immediately after we got all this big like video package of the Big Show being on the Vendetta movie.
yeah, right.
Like the Miz just buried the Vendetta.
No one's movies are allowed to outperform mine. No
Yeah.
one's.
Yeah, let's talk about how terrible this other movie is compared to my straight to DVD releases.
And you know what? Even the match with Ryback, I felt like it wasn't the worst thing in the world. I mean, Miz actually tried chopping down the Redwood, working over the leg, but Ryback powered through. And I loved the finishing sequence where, he got the meat hook, Miz hung on, and then I think Miz tried going off the top rope, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what started the sequence. And then Ryback got him in and fireman's carry, then vertical suplex position, then into the shell shocked. So I like that. I like that whole transition from hold to hold to hold, and then shell shocked, and then he gets the win. So that was pretty cool. So yeah, not a bad match in the slightest.
And then Big Show just walks to the back.
Exactly. Big Show doesn't do anything.
Because the only thing that the Big Show cares for less is a match between these two.
You know what's so interesting is I read an excerpt from an interview that Big Show did today, and he said he's so tired of being on the road, so I think he's going to finish up his current contract.
Dude, and I even heard, didn't he say in that same interview that he thinks that he's been on TV way too much?
Yes, I thought that was a very interesting point he made. And you know what? I would agree with it. To a degree, yeah, I would agree with him. And it's not even like a jab like, oh, Big Show, you should retire. Because I feel like Big Show, he's hit and miss with me. Some things that he does, like, I really enjoy, and I love, like, his heel mannerisms. And
it's one of those things where it's hard to decipher whether you dislike somebody because they're good heels or you dislike somebody because you want them to get off their TV. But then there's also a third kind of heat where you just stop caring about somebody because they're on TV so much. And Big Show suffers from that third one, and I think so does Bray Wyatt.
And there you go. And I feel like if you kind of reeled it back, and hell, Big Show said when he's done his current contract, he wants to be in a more limited capacity, either just fewer dates or hell, just transitioning altogether. He talked about doing commentary maybe or doing something else. And you know what? If that is the case, if this is part of finishing his contract, I at least give props to him for working with Ryback and boosting not only the Intercontinental Championship, but Ryback as a babyface. So respect there at least. But yeah, he just walked to the back, and I'm like, oh, Big Show.
Just put him on the pre-show panel with Corey and Renee.
Him walking out on this match is exactly how I walked out on his career.
Wow.